Have you ever finished a healthy meal, a big, beautiful salad maybe, only to feel uncomfortably bloated? Or just more tired than when you started? Or maybe you've been faithfully eating your greens for years, but you're not feeling the vibrant energy you were hoping for at this stage of life. If that sounds familiar, please know this: it's not your imagination, and it's certainly not your fault. The truth is, as our bodies gracefully change past 60, the way we process food changes too. Some of the vegetables we've always considered healthy heroes can start to work against us, while others become absolute powerhouses for our well-being. Hello and welcome. If you're over 60 and committed to feeling your best, you're in exactly the right place. Today we're having an important chat about your plate, specifically the veggies on it. This isn't about fear or saying never eat this again. It's about gentle, smart upgrades. Think of it like updating an old trusted recipe with a new, even better ingredient. We're going to talk about 4 common vegetables that might be causing some subtle trouble, things like digestive discomfort, inflammation, or nutrient absorption issues. And then, most importantly, we're going to replace them with 4 fantastic, senior-friendly alternatives that can help boost your energy, support your joints, sharpen your mind, and help you thrive. This matters because what served our bodies at 40 might need a little tweaking at 65 or 75. Our digestion becomes more sensitive, our nutritional needs shift, and our goal moves from just eating healthy to eating strategically for longevity and vitality. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's explore together.
Now, let's dive in. Our first pairing is all about a common culprit of bloating and gas. Instead of raw spinach and kale, choose gently cooked Swiss chard or collard greens. Let's slow down for a minute and talk about something that surprises a lot of people, because this one sounds healthy, but can quietly cause problems. Here's something most folks don't realize. That big raw spinach salad or those trendy raw kale bowls everyone talks about, they're not always the best choice once you're over 60. Now, don't get me wrong, spinach and kale are nutritious. Nobody's arguing that. But here's the catch. When they're eaten raw, especially in large amounts, they contain very high levels of natural compounds called oxalates. And oxalates can be a little tricky for aging bodies. What this really means is simple. Oxalates can bind to important minerals in your body, like calcium and iron. And instead of your body absorbing those minerals, they pass right through you. That's a problem, because after 60, we need those minerals more than ever. Calcium keeps our bones strong and helps prevent fractures. Iron helps fight fatigue and keeps your energy steady. So if your body can't absorb them properly, you may feel weaker, more tired, or more achy over time. And there's something else. High oxalates may also increase the risk of kidney stones in some people. If you've ever had one, you know that's pain nobody wants to repeat. But let's talk about something you might notice every day: digestion. Raw kale and spinach are tough. Those thick stems and fibrous leaves take a lot of work to break down. And as we age, our stomach acid naturally decreases. So foods that used to feel fine at 30 or 40 can suddenly leave us feeling bloated, gassing, or uncomfortably full. You know that heavy, puffy feeling after a big raw salad? That's not in your head. That's your body saying, hey, this is harder than it used to be. I remember a gentleman named Frank, 71, who told me he started eating raw kale every day because he thought it was the healthiest thing he could do. But by the afternoon, he felt bloated and sluggish. He thought something was wrong with him. Turns out it wasn't him. It was just the way he was eating the greens. So here's the good news. You don't have to give up leafy greens, not at all. You just need to prepare them differently. And this is where things get easier and tastier. Instead of raw spinach and kale, think about gentler leafy greens like Swiss chard or collard greens. These greens are still packed with vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants, but they're often lower in those problematic oxalates. And here's the key.
cook them lightly. Nothing fancy, just simple, gentle cooking. Because something amazing happens when you cook greens. The heat breaks down the tough fibers. It softens the leaves. It makes them much easier to digest. And believe it or not, it actually helps your body absorb more of the nutrients. So you're not losing benefits, you're gaining them. Picture this: a small pan on the stove, a drizzle of olive oil, a little garlic, maybe a pinch of salt. Toss in a handful of chopped Swiss chard or collard greens. Let them cook for just 3 or 4 minutes until they wilt. That's it. They turn tender, silky, and slightly sweet. Easy to chew, easy to digest, and so much kinder to your stomach. You could add them to eggs in the morning, stir them into soup, serve them next to chicken or fish, or just enjoy a warm bowl on their own. Simple food, real food, food that loves you back. That's the goal. Because at this stage of life, it's not about eating superfoods, it's about eating foods your body can actually use. And gently cooked greens, they're one of the best daily habits you can build. Your stomach feels better, your minerals absorb better, your energy stays steadier, and honestly, they just taste better too. Sometimes the healthiest choice isn't raw and crunchy. Sometimes it's warm, soft, and easy. Your body will thank you for that.
2. Instead of raw broccoli and cauliflower, choose well-cooked zucchini or summer squash. Now, let's talk about another group of vegetables that almost everyone thinks of as super healthy: broccoli, cauliflower, maybe even raw veggie trays at family gatherings. You've probably heard for years that these are some of the best foods you can eat, and honestly, that's true. They are packed with vitamins, fiber, and powerful compounds that help protect your cells. So this might sound confusing at first, but here's the thing most people over 60 quietly notice: they don't always feel great after eating them, especially raw. Maybe you've had this happen. You eat a nice big bowl of raw broccoli or cauliflower salad because you're trying to be healthy, and an hour later your stomach feels tight, bloated, gassy, uncomfortable. Your pants feel tighter. And you're thinking, why do I feel worse after eating vegetables? You're not imagining it. There's a real reason. Raw broccoli and cauliflower contain something called complex sugars and tough fibers. These are perfectly fine when you're younger and your digestion is stronger. But as we age, our digestive system slows down a bit. We produce less stomach acid, our gut bacteria change, and breaking down those heavy, fibrous vegetables becomes harder work. It's almost like asking your digestive system to lift weights without warming up first. It struggles. And when those fibers don't break down properly, they ferment in the gut. That's what causes all that gas and bloating. Not exactly how you want to feel after a healthy meal, right? I remember talking to a woman named Carol, 69. She started eating raw cauliflower every day because she read it was great for health. But every afternoon, she felt uncomfortable and sluggish. She thought something was wrong with her digestion. Turns out, it wasn't her body failing, it was just the wrong form of the vegetable. Sometimes it's not what we eat, it's how we eat it. So here's the gentle shift. Instead of raw broccoli and cauliflower, try something softer and easier on your system. Think zucchini. Think yellow summer squash. These vegetables are incredibly underrated, but honestly, they're perfect for aging bodies. They're naturally soft, they're full of water, they're light and easy to digest, and they don't cause that heavy bloated feeling. Plus, they're packed with potassium, and potassium is something many older adults don't get enough of. It helps balance fluids,
Supports healthy blood pressure, keeps muscles working properly, and helps you stay hydrated, which is important because dehydration sneaks up on us more easily as we get older. Sometimes fatigue or headaches aren't just aging, it's simply not enough fluids and electrolytes. Zucchini and squash quietly help with that. And here's the best part: they're incredibly easy to prepare. No complicated recipes, no fancy ingredients, just simple cooking. Because just like we talked about earlier with leafy greens, cooking is your friend. When you cook zucchini or squash until soft, something wonderful happens. They become tender, almost buttery, easy to chew, easy to digest. Your stomach barely has to work. Imagine slicing zucchini into rounds, tossing them with a little olive oil, maybe some garlic or herbs, then roasting them in the oven until the edges turn golden and slightly caramelized. They get sweet, soft, comforting. Or picture adding diced summer squash into a pot of soup or stew. Let it simmer for 20 minutes. It practically melts into the broth. You still get the satisfaction of eating vegetables, you still get the nutrients, but without the digestive drama. No bloating, no gas, no discomfort, just steady energy. And honestly, at this stage of life, feeling comfortable after meals matters more than chasing perfect foods. Food should make you feel good, not punish you. So if raw broccoli and cauliflower leave you feeling heavy or puffy, don't force it. There's no prize for suffering through a salad. Choose the gentler option, soft, cooked zucchini or squash. Your body will thank you later, and you'll probably enjoy your meals a lot more too.
3. Instead of starchy corn, choose sweet bell peppers. Now, here's one that usually surprises people a little, because it feels so normal, so familiar, so American. Corn. Corn on the cob at barbecues, cornbread with dinner, corn chowder, corn chips. For many of us, corn has been on the table our entire lives. It feels like a vegetable we can trust. But here's something most people never hear. Corn isn't really a vegetable in the way we think. It's actually closer to a grain, more like rice or wheat than spinach or zucchini. And that changes how your body handles it. What this really means is simple. Corn is very starchy, and starch quickly turns into sugar once it's digested. So when you eat corn, your blood sugar can rise fast. Now, when you're younger, your body handles that spike pretty easily. But after 60, it's a different story. Your insulin response slows down, your metabolism isn't as quick, so those sugar spikes can hang around longer. And over time, that can lead to energy crashes, more belly weight, increased inflammation, and a higher risk for diabetes or heart issues. You might notice this yourself. Maybe after a corn-heavy meal, you feel sleepy, then hungry again an hour later. That's the blood sugar roller coaster. Up fast, down fast, not steady. And steady energy is exactly what we want at this stage of life. But there's something else about corn people don't talk about much, and we'll keep this polite and simple. Corn has that tough outer shell, that little skin around each kernel, and our bodies don't fully break that down. You've probably noticed that, well, sometimes you see it again later, which basically means your digestive system never really processed it properly. If food goes in and comes out looking the same, you're not getting much nutrition from it. And it can also feel heavy or irritating to the gut, especially if you already deal with bloating or sensitive digestion. I remember a gentleman named Ray, 73. He loved his nightly bowl of corn with butter, but he often felt gassy and uncomfortable afterward. When he swapped it out for other vegetables, he told me something simple. He said, "I didn't realize how heavy corn made me feel until I stopped eating it." Sometimes we don't notice how something affects us until we take a break from it. So here's the good news.
You don't have to give up that sweet, crunchy, satisfying texture you enjoy. There's a better option. And honestly, it's even tastier. Instead of starchy corn, reach for colorful bell peppers. Red, yellow, orange. These are little nutritional powerhouses, and they're much easier on your system. First, they're lower in starch and sugar, so they don't spike your blood sugar the same way. Your energy stays steady. No crash, no sluggish feeling, just smooth, consistent fuel. Second, and this is big, bell peppers are loaded with vitamin C. In fact, they often have more vitamin C than oranges, and vitamin C becomes incredibly important as we age. It supports your immune system, helps your skin stay healthy and elastic, supports healing, and even helps your body absorb iron better. Plus, those bright colors, that's not just for looks. Those reds and oranges come from antioxidants that protect your eyes and your brain, which is exactly what we want as the years go by. And here's what I love most. They're so easy to eat, so versatile, so simple. If your digestion handles raw foods well, you can slice them into strips and dip them in hummus or yogurt dip. They're naturally sweet and crunchy, way more satisfying than chips, honestly. Or, and this is my favorite, roast them. Slice them up, toss with olive oil, maybe a little salt and pepper. Put them in the oven until the edges start to caramelize. Something magical happens. They get soft, sweet, almost buttery. You can add them to omelets, sandwiches, salads, rice bowls, or just eat them as a side dish. Simple, colorful, delicious. Food that feels light, not heavy. Comfortable, not bloated. That's the difference. At this age, we're not trying to follow food trends or chase perfect diets. We're just trying to feel good after we eat. And small swaps like this, they add up fast. Less starch, more nutrients, better digestion, steadier energy. It's a win all around. So next time you're reaching for corn out of habit, pause for a second. Grab a bell pepper instead. Your stomach and your energy will probably notice the difference the very same day.
4. Instead of starchy potatoes, white, choose sweet potatoes or carrots. And now we're finishing with one of the biggest culprits that surprises a lot of people: white potatoes. Yes, those classic baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, or fries that feel like comfort food on a plate. There's no denying potatoes taste great. But here's the truth most people don't realize, especially after 60. White potatoes, especially when peeled, are mostly fast-digesting starch, which means they break down into sugar very quickly in your body. That spike in blood sugar, it can leave you tired after a meal, hungry sooner than you expect, and over time, it can make it harder to maintain a healthy weight. Now, don't get me wrong, occasional fries are fine. I'm not here to ruin anyone's dinner. But making white potatoes a daily habit or smothering them in butter and cream as mashed potatoes isn't doing your body any favors. And that's especially true for older adults. Our metabolism slows naturally with age. Our bodies don't handle sugar spikes as smoothly. And extra refined fats in things like heavy mashed potatoes or fried fries, they can quietly contribute to inflammation and weight gain over time. So what's the delicious solution? Here's where it gets exciting. Swap the white potatoes for sweet potatoes or carrots. These vibrant orange vegetables are absolute superheroes for seniors. They taste sweet and comforting, just like the potatoes you love, but with huge benefits. First, the nutrients. Sweet potatoes and carrots are packed with beta-carotene. Your body converts beta-carotene into vitamin A, and vitamin A is essential for protecting your eyesight, supporting your immune system, and keeping your skin healthy. Next, fiber. These vegetables have more fiber than white potatoes, which helps your digestion, keeps your gut happy, and helps you feel full longer. That way, you're not reaching for snacks an hour after dinner. And here's the magic of natural sweetness. When you bite into a roasted carrot or a baked sweet potato, that comforting, sweet flavor is there, but it's slow digesting. Your blood sugar rises steadily instead of spiking and crashing. Cooking is key, just like with the other vegetables we've talked about. Try baking a sweet potato until it's soft, creamy, and warm. Slice it open, maybe add a drizzle of olive oil or a sprinkle of cinnamon. For carrots, roasting works beautifully. Toss carrot sticks with a little olive oil, a pinch of salt, maybe a touch of cinnamon or nutmeg, and roast until tender and lightly caramelized. The sweetness comes through naturally. The texture is soft and easy to chew, your stomach digests it effortlessly, and every bite gives your body vitamins, fiber, and slow-release energy.
It's comfort food, but the kind that loves you back. I love to think of it this way. Swapping white potatoes for sweet potatoes or carrots is a small change with big results. Better digestion, steadier energy, more nutrients for your eyes, your immune system, and your overall vitality. And honestly, it tastes amazing. Your body notices the difference almost immediately. So, the next time you reach for a big plate of mashed potatoes, pause for a moment. Picture a roasted sweet potato or caramelized carrots instead. Delicious, nourishing, and gentle on your system. Your body will thank you, and your energy, your digestion, and even your mood might just feel a little brighter because of it.
So let's gently recap what we've learned today. It's not about eliminating vegetables, but about choosing and preparing them in a way that loves your body back. First, trade tough, raw greens like kale and spinach for gently cooked, tender greens like Swiss chard or collards. Second, swap hard-to-digest raw broccoli for softer, cooked zucchini or summer squash. Third, exchange starchy corn for vitamin-rich, colorful bell peppers. And finally, replace white potatoes with the nutrient-dense power of sweet potatoes or carrots. Remember, the goal here is to feel lighter, more energetic, and more comfortable. It's to ensure every bite you take is working for you, nourishing your cells, protecting your bones, and fueling your days with vitality. You have the wisdom and the power to make these simple swaps. Start with just one. Maybe this week you try roasted sweet potatoes instead of mashed whites. Notice how you feel. Small changes made consistently create a profound difference in how you live your vibrant life. If this conversation felt helpful, like a friendly nudge in the right direction, I invite you to join our community here. Consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. I share simple, science-backed tips like this every week, all designed to help you stay strong, healthy, and happy at any age. If you know a friend or family member who might benefit from these gentle food swaps, please feel free to share this video with them. Let's build a circle of support and good health together. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, be kind to yourself, listen to your body, and here's to your very next nourishing, delicious meal. Take good care, and I'll see you in the next video.